But I would love for people to hear your story because I think it can give a lot of hope, a lot of insight into what it is we actually do. It's not crazy difficult.
Right.
It's a business, but it's not an extra, 40-hour a week job. And so we do have a structure that hopefully will make it pretty easy to follow. You came in and were you initially, because you started pretty fast, were you initially managing and then you found a manager later?
Kind of back up even a little bit more from that. I was an investor, right? So I already owned a lot of homes, which is
Yeah.
what allowed me to ramp up quickly. And I had already set up a couple of them for Airbnbs because that was kind of the direction that I was headed a little bit with in some areas, and I just pivoted, and they were already halfway set up for Airbnbs, which means they're already halfway set up for a group home, right?
True.
Then I just began. I kind of tested the waters, right? I mean, you hear an idea, and I think this is really what differentiates people from succeeding to people that don't. I only need to hear enough of the idea where I understand the concept and whether or not it's going to work, right? Can I implement this, and do I think this is going to work? And I mean, immediately it resonated with me, and I knew enough about what to do. I just took off.
What led to that fast success of filling up within 4 weeks?
The need. I think the need was there. It was just waiting for someone to do it, right? So it was nothing magical that I did. I'm not like exceptional at this. People were just in need and they were waiting, right? And so when this hit, they came running, right? So I filled the house up very quickly, and while that was filling up, I could not get the next one ready fast enough. It filled up very quickly, right? And so then within I think 3 months, I had four open, all full with a waiting list.
What brought you to Sober Living Riches and what did we provide?
Yeah, so I came into sober living riches very early, right, very close to the beginning, if not at the
Yeah,
beginning.
right at the beginning.
And I was you and I were members of another group, and you were talking about your success in sober living, right? So which was a very close niche to what I was already doing, with just a little bit of a twist with group homes. And so my business was cash flow rich. I was doing really well, so I invested. Like, there's this other piece that I'm missing, and it was an investment, right? To buy into sober living riches community and kind of learn about that aspect of it. And the additional information, I think more than anything, Andrew, it was understanding the opportunity that's there, right? Also, it's this whole thing for me is a ministry, and I love that aspect of it. And we have a lot of homeless people, we have a lot of disabled people that can't get housing around us, which is what led to my early success and has led to numerous tears and hugs of residents telling me how much they needed this and how they can feel human again. There was an untapped population of people from a completely different demographic that needed the same thing, and that was those in addiction. I've never been an addict myself, so I have a hard time understanding that aspect of it, but I have a heart for people, and I believe that they do need another chance, and that this was just a continuation of what I was already doing. I